I feel like after watching this latest episode, hell just kind of froze over because I was firmly convinced this show would be the situation where everyone was so objectively dumb and silly that they ignore the obvious things like, hey, look at last week. Someone transformed in my literal arms, and what do? Hey, where'd he go? Not, oh, as crazy as it is at face value, it's still like, how did you do that? In this episode, the new character we get introduced to, the hunter, Ryoga, actually acknowledges. And to me, that's kind of shocking because I was very much convinced that this show would function on comedic level intelligence, meaning things just ain't gonna make sense. And you're gonna be like, okay, even if the show's designed around the kind of like, you can't actually put explanations just because the characters are designed to be dumb so the funniness can happen. I do appreciate when some can break what you think are going to be trends, because there isn't going to be a bad character, I'm convinced. I think every character is going to have their element of amazingness. And Ryoga was a very entertaining idiot in a different way, couldn't navigate his way to save his life, but at least he acknowledged, like, wait a second. You're right. Wait a sec. Like, I can appreciate that, though unfortunately that appreciation probably isn't going to save his life since, his umbrella did cut Akane's hair, and I'm kind of expecting a murder spree next episode. I have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want some fun good thoughts to any of this greatness, it's over there exclusively. I'm loving this, and honestly, this episode is kind of hilarious when you think about it, because the fight between these two was basically a battle shonen fight. Maybe it's because I'm currently watching Dragon Ball right now this season, but there's something about, like, it kind of gave me Dragon Ball vibes. Now, thinking of some of the fights I have seen from the older Dragon Ball series, there is something about how they directed that martial arts that just kind of gave me that feeling, and it's hilarious because the show isn't a battle shonen, but damn, when the action kicks off, it does kind of remind me of such, and I appreciate that they don't let it be boring. So they completely shift the art direction when it came to their fight, like it was in their standard, typical character designs, and it really helped it visually pop out, but the best part is that there's actually battle choreography. There's actually, like, thought put into it. The best part of the whole fight is when they're tied up. So this man, among many questionable things, has apparently unlimited bandanas. He basically does the clown maneuver when he's like, hey, do you want a tissue? And he just keeps going and going and going. Just somehow, it does it with bandanas, and I don't know how. The whole arsenal makes no sense. The umbrella apparently is the weight of Thor's hammer. The bandanas can cut through metal. But anyway, he ties them together, and the way our boy ends up flipping, it's like, those are the kind of maneuvers and moments that really can flex, like, if an author has some intelligence to them when it comes to action, or if they're kind of just bullshitting along the way. Because, like, that actually, like, the whole thing just felt like a good, proper martial arts fight, just with that comedic ridiculousness to it. Someone last week made a very valid point in my comment section. Why doesn't he just carry a thermos around with hot water? Like, that would solve every issue. Oh shit, I crash into the water fountain and now I'm in girl mode? Hold a second. Pours it right on. Like, that would solve everything. Like, you don't see Spider-Man when he has web shooters complain that, like, damn, if I run out of web, I can't shoot anymore. No, he carries extra with him. The only time he runs out is if he's ran out because of a long battle or something. But our boy's like, shucks, this is the 1013th time this happened to me. Now what? The whole cast is a bunch of idiots in different ways. Like, I guess maybe Agane is probably like one of the sanest, just she's very violent, especially when our boy didn't value his life, so I'm pretty sure that was her clothes, and he's like, yeah, it's tight on the chest and loose on the waist, like, just casually called her flat chest, wide hips, and, surprised he made it past that scene, if we're being honest. But either way, every character that we've gotten introduced to is so vastly different than the other, and I think that's what's so fun about the cast, is that they can, when these characters go to or from school, you don't know what you're going to sign up for. Is it going to be some bullshit within the school? Is it going to be a dude who's traveling all across the globe to fight you? And the best part about their whole rivalry is at face value, I can kind of understand why he's so pissed off. Because at the end of the day, it's not just simply because of the one time our boy stole the food. By the looks of it, You kicked his ass or stomped on his face daily for who knows how many weeks. It's not really about the food at that point, it's about the fact of the disrespect and needing to put you in your place. I understand it. The issue is that you don't have a sense of direction. Not only did our boy wait 3 days before leaving, you're upset that he wasn't there on day 4. Now, I do understand. I mean, put in his shoes. Would I be frustrated if I marched for 4 days and when I finally got there, he wasn't there? Of course. But you do gotta take a step back, take a look in the mirror and say, wait a second, yeah, I'm pretty bad with directions. It's so bad that your MC, when getting the challenge, oh, that was yesterday. Don't worry about it. He's real bad with directions. The comedy's fantastic. The comedy is so freaking well done. But I can also appreciate that, I mentioned it last week, they're doing a good job at the subtle build-up between the Central Two's dynamic and the progression of their relationship. This episode takes a sledgehammer to that because of the outburst, and I appreciate how you can really tell how much it hurt her, and how when he rushes over to try to comfort her, it's a very tense scene, and then the umbrella comes in, because it's basically the Beyblade of umbrellas, and easily could have cut her head off, but instead cut her hair off. Now, I was personally expecting that our boy was just going to immediately blush. I thought it was going to be a situation where he went from not really maybe having sexual attraction to being like, oh, I really like her hair, maybe shorter, and then he would get his ass beat because he was involved in the whole umbrella shenanigans. Instead, it's just pure shock. Now, I'm expecting whatever is left of that umbrella is about to clobber both of them in the face next episode, but a lot could happen. She honestly could just run off crying. She could actually just generally be heartbroken, and then our boy has to punch the fool. I don't know. Either way, I'm kind of excited for the new hairdo. I'm excited for where they're going to progress it, and honestly, I'm just continuously excited to see more and more characters, because this isn't the type of show where I'm like, you know, we got enough characters, let's just just throw 100 at me. Just keep throwing more and more ridiculous, wild personalities, and I'm probably going to have a great time. Loving the production, especially loving the VAs. They're all doing a great job. The comedy is on point, and if not, getting actually funnier the more I'm understanding the different character banters and personalities. And honestly, I think sometimes the funniest stuff is just shit that happens in the background. Like, they'll be having like a family dinner, and I'm just like, why is Panda just sitting there with his mouth open, staring at the sky? Like, sometimes this shit just randomly kills me, and I don't even think they're necessarily trying to be funny, but it unexpectedly is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this week's episode. I definitely wasn't expecting, at least anytime soon, for a character to acknowledge that our boy transformed. I thought it was going to just be everyone was an idiot. So despite everyone still being an idiot, I appreciate there's the idiocy towards the transformation isn't always guaranteed, so that's actually kind of refreshing if you ask me, because most authors probably wouldn't write it like that, but I like it. Let me know your feelings though down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Varsuva Granada, Gabby G, Attack Owl, and we also have Enderwolves. I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.